Good morning, children. Hearty welcome to all of you for today's session. Hope all are doing good. Okay, so let's start. Are you ready? Okay, if you are ready, let's move on to our lesson. Today, in this session, I am going to discuss a poem from our Bihar textbook, No Manna Foreign. No Manna Foreign. It's a poem written by James Kirkup. So first of all, let's see the life and works of the poet James Kirkup. James Kirkup was an English poet, translator, and writer. He wrote more than 30 books, including autobiography, novels, and plays. Kirkup was born and brought up in South Shields. He was educated at South Shields Secondary School and Durham University. He wrote his first book of poetry, The Drowned Sailor at the Downs, which was published in the year 1947. He was the first resident university poet in the United Kingdom. Okay, so let's move on to our poem, No Manna Foreign. It has been penned by James Kirkup. Okay, so first of all, let me read the poem as a whole. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. They too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful hours, by wars long winter starved. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. Remember, they have eyes like ours that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. Let's remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, and condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other. It is the human earth that we defile. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. Okay, children. So, first of all, let me give you a brief introduction of our poem. Okay. So, listen, children. The title. Have you noticed the title, children? No men are foreign. The title No Men Are Foreign means that no men belong to another country. The title No Men Are Foreign means no men belong to another country. The poet wants to say that all men are same, all men are equal. So here the poet wants to say that all men are same, all men are equal. He wants to promote the concept of universal brotherhood. It's very important, children. He wants to promote the concept of universal brotherhood. In this poem, the poet wants to tell us that everyone in the world is same. All people, all men are same. They eat, live, die the same way. Everyone get the bounties of nature like a sunshine, land, etc. in equal measure. So we can say that it's a peace poem. So the title, once again, let's discuss the introduction. The title No Men Are Foreign means that no men belong to another country. No men belong to another country. The poet wants to say that all men are same, all men are equal. So he wants to promote the concept of universal brotherhood. In this poem, the poet wants to tell us that everyone in this world is same. All people, all men, all are same. The way they eat, live, die the same way. So everyone get the bounties of nature, which are the bounties of nature, sunshine, land, etc. in equal measure. Everybody gets the bounties of nature like a sunshine, land, etc. in equal measure. So we can say that it is a peace poem. P-E-A-C-E. It's a peace poem. Okay. So now let me give you stanza by stanza explanation. So let's move on to the first stanza. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brothers walk on is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. The word beneath, the meaning of beneath is under. Strange also, strange. No, men are strange. What do you mean by strange? Unknown. Unknown. No, men are strange means each and every man is familiar to us. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Strange means unknown. Okay, so in the first line, the poet says that no men are strange, no country is foreign. Did you understand, children? Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. That means the poet says that no men are strange, no country is foreign. So he is attempting to remove the borders from the earth, which have been erected to separate different countries. We know for each and every country there will be a border. For what, children? In order to separate the countries. So then only no country will be foreign. So he is attempting to remove the borders from the earth which have been erected to separate different countries. Then what will be the result? Then only no country will be foreign. Then only no will be country foreign. Clear? So we will feel every country is our own when there will be no borders. Everyone will be free to move around. The poet wants to say that the entire earth is one. The entire earth. The earth is one. The whole world is one. And all the people who live on this earth belong to one human race. Then he says that, okay, so like ours, the land, our brothers walk upon the earth like this, in which we all shall die. We all shall lie. See the second line, children. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Have you seen that line? Yes, in the second line, see here. By the second line, the poet says that inside the uniforms, are everybody has uniforms. Normally we can say, or usually we can say, the soldiers or the military people have uniforms. So inside the uniforms or the uniforms worn by the soldiers of different countries, the human being is same. So beneath all uniforms, I told you the meaning of beneath is under. Under all uniforms, a single body breathes. That means everybody has uniforms or everybody has worn different countries, different uniforms. But the human being is the same. The body beneath the uniform is same. God has made all of us in a similar way. Am I right, children? God has made all of us in a similar way. All breathe in the same way. And he says that all the soldiers are our brothers. All walk upon the same Mother Earth. Everybody walk upon the same Mother Earth. And upon our death, all shall lie in the grave in this same earth. Have you seen the last line, children? The land our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. During our death, we all shall lie in the grave in the same earth. Clear? So once again, let me read the first answer. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes like ours. The land our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. So once again, children, yes, in the first line, the poet says that no men are strange and no country is foreign. So here, the poet is attempting, or the poet is trying to remove the borders from the earth, which have been erected to separate different countries. Then only we can say that no country will be foreign. So we will feel every country has our own land when there will be no borders. Everyone will be free to move around. The poet wants to say that the entire earth is one and all the people live on this earth belong to one human race. Then the second line I told you, beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes like ours. See, what's the meaning of that, children? God has made all of us in a similar way. So inside the uniform, or inside the uniform worn by soldiers of different countries, the human being is the same, because God has made all of us in a similar way. All breathe in the same way. So the poet says that all the soldiers are our brothers. And the last line, we all walk upon the same Mother Earth, and upon our death we shall lie, or we all will lie in the grave on the same earth. Clear? Okay, children, let's move on to the next stanza. They too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful hours, by vast long winter starred. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read, a labor not different from our own. So what's going on there, children? They too aware of sun and air and water. They refers to the people. They refers to the people who belong to other countries. Understood? They means the people belong to other countries. We call them foreigners, isn't it? So we call them foreigners. The poet says that the nature has given all the bounties to all people, just like he has given to us. So everyone gets sunlight, air, water in equal measure, which means that God does not differentiate between people from different countries. We all do farming during the time of peace, and then when there is no war, we live in a relaxed life, and we will eat the things given to us by nature. Then he adds one more sentence, children. See the second line. See the first line, it's clear to you. I think it's clear to you. They too aware of sun, air and water. What do you mean by that, children? Everyone gets sunlight, air, water in equal measure. What do you mean by that, children? Yes, which means that God does not differentiate between people from different countries. And what about the second line? Yes, are fed by peaceful hours, by vast long winter starred. What do you mean by that line, children? Yes, the foreigners who belong to another country and we both are same. We all are fed by peaceful hours. Hours, you know. Then what do you mean by peaceful hours? Yes, we live in a relaxed life and eat the things given to us by nature. By how, children? We all do farming during the time of peace, when there is no war. When there is no war, that time will be a peaceful time. By that time, we all do our farming. Then we live in a relaxed life and eat the things given to us by nature. Then, during the time of war, what we would do, children? Yes, we starve during wars. We will not get any food. We will be hungry during war time. And at the same time, winter time also. We are not experience the harsh winter season, because ours is God's own country. Our climate is not so severe. So we do not experience severe winter. What about the other countries, children? Yes, during the winter season, they would starve like that of the season of war. Understood? So we starve during wars and winter time. That is what is the same for all those belonging to the other countries. The condition of winter season and the severe condition of both are same. By that time, people do not get enough food. Severe winter season means they could not move out of their house for farming or any other work. So, and are fed by peaceful harvest. So, during the peaceful time, we would take the harvest and fed the things that God has given to us. Okay, so they too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful hours. Then what about the war season? Yes, just the same. During this winter season and at the same time during the war season, yes, we will starve. We will not get anything to eat. Okay, so the poet says that even their hands are ours. What do you mean by that? Even their hands, yes. Even their hands are same as ours. Our hands and their hands both are same in shape. And in their lines we read, a labor not different from our own. So they work hard just like we do. So he is giving all these examples to convey to the reader that there is no difference in us and the people belonging to another country. So once again, children, I'll give you the explanation. They too aware of sun, air and water. What do you mean by that, children? Yes, the poet says that nature has given all the boundaries to all the people just like he has given to us. Everyone gets sunlight, air, water in equal measure. Okay, then what about the second line? Fed by peaceful harvest. Yes, we all do farming during the time of peace when there is no war. We live in a relaxed life and eat the things given to us by nature. Then during by wars long winter start. Yes, we start during wars and winter time. That is the same for those who belong to the other countries that I told you. The time of war and the time of severe winter both are same. During that time we will not get enough food to eat. We all are in a distressed condition. We all are in a distressed condition during the war season and severe winter season. Then what about the third line? Their hands are ours and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. So their hands and our hands both are same. Their hands are same as ours. They work hard just like we do. And the lines and in their lines we read means yes, they also working hard to earn their living and we are also working hard. So their hands are ours. So he is giving, God has given everything to everybody in equal measure. So the poet says that even their hands are same as ours, they work hard just like we do. So the poet, he is giving all these examples to convey to the reader that there is no difference in us and the people belonging to another country too. Okay, hope you understood the second stanza. So let's move on to the third stanza. Remember, they have eyes like ours, our sleep and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. Okay, so let's see the explanation. So here also, the poet asks the reader to remember something. Have you seen the word remember? Yes, remember, they have eyes like ours and wake or sleep. So the poet asks the readers to remember something. He says that we should keep in mind that the people of another country whom we think to be our enemies have been bestowed by God with similar appearance like us. What's the sentence, children? Once again, children, I'll repeat that sentence. The poet asks the readers to remember something. So he says that we should keep in mind or we should remember that people of another country, they are also created by God with a similar appearance like us. So did you get the sentence, children? Yes, the poet says that we should keep in mind or we should remember that the people of another country, they are also have been created by God himself with a similar appearance like us. So we have to consider them as our fellow beings. We have to consider them as our fellow beings, not our enemies. So the poet says that, remember, they have eyes like ours. Yes, here he says that God has given them eyes like ours, which open when awake and close when we are asleep. Understood, children? They have eyes like ours that wake or sleep. So God has given them eyes like ours, which open when awake and close when we are asleep, when we are in a sleeping mode. Similarly, he has given them strength which we can win through love. See the sentence, children? See the line, strength that can be won by love. Similarly, he has given them strength with which we can win through love. We can win through love. Strength. He has given them strength which we can win through love. We can attain their strength through our love. Okay, so he says that in every country, in every land, there is one common thing, that is life. Have you seen the third line, children? In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. So life means that all the things that are living. What do you mean by life? Life means all the things that are living. So in every land, in every country, there is one common thing, that is life. So if we can recognize them, or if we can understand their feelings, or if we can realize that they are like us, then there will be no fights or wars between us. So in every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. So if we recognize them, or if we understand their feelings, or if we realize that they are like us, then there will be no fights or no wars between us. Okay, children. So the second last stanza, stanza number 4. Let's remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, condemn. And remember, we who take arms against each other. So what do you mean by dispossess, children? Dispossess means, the meaning is given there, dislodge or deprive. It's given in your textbook, children. Let me give you a simple one. Dispossess means to take somebody's property, land, etc. Dispossess means to take somebody's property, land, etc. Clear? Okay. So let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess. Dispossess means to take somebody's property, land, etc. Then the next word is okay, that one is enough, children. So the other words are there. Yes. So let us remember, when we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, that we shall betray, condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other. Okay, so let's see the explanation. Only one word is there. The word is dispossess. What do you mean by dispossess? To take somebody's property, land, etc. Okay, so let's see the explanation. Yes, here the poet again says, we should remember, let us remember, we should remember that whenever someone tells us to hate a person from another country, or whenever a person asks us to think a person from another country as our enemy, or whenever we think someone to be our enemy, then we deprive ourselves, or we cheat ourselves, or we condemn ourselves. Okay, children. So once again, children, let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, what will be the result? It is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, or condemn. I'll give you the meaning of that 3 lines once again, children. Yes, the poet says that we should remember that whenever someone tells us to hate a person belong to another country, or to think him as our enemy, or whenever we think someone to be our enemy, then what would be the result, children? Yes, then we deprive ourselves, or we cheat ourselves, or we condemn ourselves. That's the result. Once again, whenever someone tells us to hate a person from another country, or when we think of him as our enemy, or whenever we think someone to be our enemy, then what would be the result, children? Yes, we deprive ourselves, or we cheat ourselves, or we condemn ourselves. That would be the result. So the poet says that we should stay away from such negativity. The poet says that we should stay away from such negativity. We should not consider anyone to be our enemy. See, during a war, both the parties must bear the loss. Am I right, children? Yes, if there is a war, both the parties must bear the loss. That's why the poet says that war is not in our favor. We should stay away from such negativity. He says that whenever we pick any weapon against someone, we should remember one thing. So that would be in the next stanza, the last stanza, children. Okay, so did you get the content of the second last stanza, the fourth stanza? Let us remember. Here also, the poet says that we should remember what it is. Whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, and condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other. Take arms against each other means whenever we fight against our enemies, or whenever we fight against the neighboring countries, what would be the result, children? Yes, we deprive ourselves, we cheat ourselves, or we condemn ourselves. So the poet asks us to stay away from such negativity. So whenever we pick any weapon against someone, we should remember one thing. What should be the thing, children? Remember, no men are strange, no countries foreign. Once again, no men are strange, no countries are foreign. We should consider our fellow beings. We should consider everyone as our fellow beings. Okay, so let's move on to the concluding stanza. It is the human earth that we defy. It is the human earth that we defile. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of fire that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign, no country is strange. Okay, so defile. What's the meaning of defile, children? It's given in your textbook. Make dirty or pollute. Then outrage the innocence of, violate the purity of. Outrage the innocence of means violate the purity of. Okay, so let's see the last stanza, the concluding stanza. I think you have noticed the first line and the last line both are same. It's repeated. See the first line. Remember first line, first stanza. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. And what about the last line of the last stanza, children? Yes, the same line is repeated. Remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. So here, the poet, what is he doing there, children? Yes, he is trying to convey a message. The poem No Men Are Foreign begins and ends with the same line. What do you mean by that, children? Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. So here, the poet wants to emphasize the fact that all the people living on this earth are the same. All the people living on this earth are the same, and yet we have created distinctions. We people have created distinctions by erecting borders, fences, or different languages. Understood, children? So here the poet, yes, he wants to emphasize the fact that all the people living on this earth are the same. That's why he repeated the same line as the opening line and the concluding line. Both are same without any difference. Okay, so let's see the content of the last stanza. Listen. So here, we should keep in mind that whenever we pick weapons against any person, we make the earth dirty. Understood, children? It is the human being, the earth that we defile. So we should keep in mind that whenever we pick weapon against any person, we make the earth dirty, because weapons, we know weapons kill people and their bodies will fall on the earth. It make the earth dirty, or it make the earth polluted. So it is the human earth that we defile. That is what is we human beings. Whenever we pick weapons against any person or any other country, we make the earth dirty. By how, children? Yes, we know weapons kill people and their bodies will fall on the earth, which make it dirty. So whenever war happens, it leads to a lot of bloodshed, fire, death, and so on. So these dead bodies accumulate on the earth, and it make the earth, or it make the mother earth impure. Understood, children? Yes, it is the human earth that we defile. We human beings make the mother earth pollute. By how, children? Whenever we pick weapons against any person, we make the earth dirty, because weapons kill people and their bodies will fall on the earth, and that makes the mother earth dirty, or it will be polluted. So, the next line. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence. What's the meaning of outrage the innocence of? Violate the purity of. Violate the purity of. So, the fire of war which erupts, the smoke which comes out, or the dust which fills the air, it's so dirty that it pollutes and outrages the purity of the air, or it violates the purity of the air. So, with all these things, the poet wants to give us a message that we should not indulge in war. We should not indulge in war. Once again, children, I'll give you the sentence. We should keep in mind that whenever we pick weapons against any person, or whenever we fight against any person or any other countries, we make the earth dirty. because weapons kill people and their bodies which fall on the earth make it dirty. As we know, our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere out down. So, whenever war happens, what would be the result? Whenever war happens, it leads to a lot of bloodshed. It leads to fire and death. So, these dead bodies, they accumulate on the earth and make it impure. So, the fire of war which erupts, smoke which comes out, and the dust which fills the air, it's so dirty that it pollutes or outrages the purity of the air. Okay, so with all these things, the poet wants us to give us a message that we should not indulge in war. Finally, he ends the poem by writing the first line in reverse and saying that remember, no one are foreign and no country is strange. Did you get the last line, children? Finally, he ends the poem. Finally, poet James Kirkup, he ends the poem by writing the first line in reverse. By how, children? Yes, remember, no man are foreign and no countries strange. As I told you, he used the lines or he repeated the lines for what, children? Yes, he wants to emphasize the fact, or he wants to emphasize on the fact that all people living on this earth are same. And that we have created distinctions we human beings have created distinctions by erecting borders, fences, and by using different languages. Here, hope you understood the poem, children. Okay, children, so now let's move on to the literary devices. So let's move on to the first stanza. Yes, so let's see first of all the rhyme scheme. Children, you can notice the last words of each line. Foreign, breeds, upon, lie. Are they rhyme each other, children? No. What about the second stanza? Water, starred, read, on. Third stanza, wake, one, life, understand. So from these three stanzas, almost altogether 5 stanzas are there. We have checked the first 3 stanzas. We couldn't find out any rhyming pairs. Okay, so we can say that there is no rhyme scheme followed in this poem. Hence it is a free verse poem. The poem, it's written in free verse. There is no rhyme scheme followed in this poem. So we can say it's a free verse poem. Okay, so next let's see the poetic devices used in the poem. Alliteration. Alliteration. It's briefly given in your notes, children. Don't forget to write the notes. So what do you mean by, or what's the definition of alliteration? Alliteration. As you know, alliteration, not alliteration, children, alliteration. Alliteration is the close repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of successive words. Alliteration is the close repetition of consonant sounds. So here is the example, children, in the first stanza. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. So here we can take body breathes, the last 2 words. That is what is an example for alliteration. Close repetition of consonant sound. So which sound is repeated there? The sound B is repeated. So let me give you one more example. Are fed by peaceful hours by vast long winter star. Have you seen the second stanza? Second line. Are fed by peaceful hours by vast long winter star. Here, vast winter. Which sound is repeated, children? Yes, the letter W is repeated. Vast winter. So, this is another example for alliteration. Then what do you mean by alliteration? Yes, it is the close repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of successive words. Close repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of successive words. Okay, let's move on to the next device, metaphor. I'll give you the definition of metaphor. It's already given to you in your notebook. Okay, so listen. It's a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is used to describe an object or action through comparison. But it will not be a direct comparison. It will be an indirect comparison. So, it's a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is used to describe an object or action through comparison. But you have to remember, it's an indirect comparison. See the line. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. First stanza, second line. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Okay. So have you seen the word, children? The word uniforms. Uniforms is an example for metaphor. I'll give you the reason. Uniforms refers to the militaries of different countries. As I told you when I gave you the content of the first answer, uniforms. Uniforms refers to the military of different countries. Uniforms are of different color, design, shape and culture. But the people who are wearing them are all the same. What's the reason, children? Because God has created all the human beings the same. God has created all the human beings, or all the human beings look like, or they look like the same. So we can say the uniforms will be of different color or design, shape and culture, but the people who are wearing them are all the same. Okay, so as we know, metaphor is an indirect comparison. Here uniform stands for all the militaries of different countries. Understood, children? The word uniforms stands for all the militaries of different countries. Clear? One more example is there in the second stanza. Are fed by peaceful harvest by war's long winter star. So let us take the example, the second example for metaphor. Are fed by peaceful harvest by war's long winter star. So the words war's long winter star. So starvation, you know. What's the meaning of war, children? You know the meaning of war, and at the same time winter also. Okay, so starvation is experienced during unproductive harsh winters. As I told you, ours is a good country. What do you mean by that good country, children? God's own country, because our climate is not so severe. Our climate is not so severe, so we do not experience harsh winters. But the other countries, they have to experience the harsh winters. By that time, it's an unproductive season, so they have to experience starvation. So starvation is experienced during unproductive harsh winters. Just the same, it describes the want and hunger faced during the wartime too. Isn't it, children? It describes the want and the hunger faced during wartime. So wartime and harsh winter both are same, or was long winter starred. So we can say wartime is compared to winter season. So in both these cases, during the wartime or during the winter season, see the same thing, the starvation is experienced in both the cases. So it's an example for a metaphor. So I told you metaphor is an indirect comparison. So here war and winter are compared each other. For what, children? Because both these conditions experienced starvation. Clear? So there are two examples for metaphor in this poem, Noumena Foreign. Okay, so next let's see the third poetic device, repetition. You know what's the meaning of repetition, so I'm not giving you any definition on a repetition. So we can say it is used in the entire poem. It is used in the entire poem, in the whole poem, because the word remember, it's repeated 5 times in the poem. The word remember is repeated 5 times in the poem in order to emphasize the serious message the poem has to convey. You know what's the serious message of the poem? What's the message of the poem, children? Yes, everybody is same. No men are strange, no country is foreign. Each and every human being is same. So the word remember is repeated 5 times in order to emphasize the serious message the poem has to convey. Then, as we know, the first line, the opening line and the concluding lines are same. Remember, no men are foreign, no country is strange. It's repeated 2 times. The opening and the concluding lines are same. Clear? So that is what is a repetition. Then the next one, the last literary device is enjambment. Do you remember the meaning of enjambment, children? What's the definition of enjambment? Yes, running lines of poetry from one line to the next without using any kind of punctuation. Lines of poetry from one line to the next without using any kind of punctuation to indicate a stop. So a lot of instances or a lot of examples are there in the poem. When you read the poem, you have to find it out. So in stanza 1, you can see 2, 3 and 4. In stanza 2, lines 3 and 4. In stanza 3, line 1, 2 and 3. In stanza 4 also, line 1 and 2. Stanza 5, line 2. See, in the first stanza, after foreign, no punctuation mark. After breeze, no punctuation. After walk upon, no punctuation mark. After lie, there is a full stop. So here we can see an example for endowment. The lines 1, 2 and 3. The lines 1, 2 and 3 are examples for endowment. After foreign, no punctuation marks. After breeze, no punctuation marks. After walks upon, no punctuation marks. So you can find it out by yourself, children. So these are the poetic devices used in the poem. Children, I'll give you the notes to write the notes and send it to me as early as possible. Children, it's very sad to say that more than 35 students are not completing their notes up to date. Children, a lot more lessons are there for English. Okay, so you have to complete the lessons daily. You have to complete the lessons or you have to write the notes the date itself. Many of you are not writing the notes. Don't forget, children, literary rhymes notes will be given, and the other one about the author, there will be a paragraph for the author, and answer the following will be there, and the literary device used in the poem. A lot more is there, children, so you have to cooperate with me. We have to complete a lot of lessons. Clear? So write the notes today itself and send it to me in my Google Classroom without any fail. Don't forget it, children. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.